I'm Sam Hayward, and we're in Fore Street in Portland, Maine. When Dana Street and I were first talking about creating this restaurant, we wanted to have two main features. One of them was going to be wood-burning equipment, and the other one was that there'd be no real visible barrier between the cooking area and where people were going to be seated. So when you walk in Fore Street, you see a glassed-in vegetable cooler that has the great produce, the wild mushrooms, various things that come from the fields and farms in that particular season. And then the next thing you see is a big line with flames on the grill, a turn spit with pork loins and whole rabbits and chickens spinning, and a little farther on a big wood-burning oven. It really creates a kind of energy. Why are so many people coming to Maine to eat these days? Why has it become a food destination? Maine is seen as one of those places where authenticity still resides in its food. That our food here in Maine still comes from the lives of families and communities of people who are really hardworking from the local area. A lot of restaurants, hotels, and inns are forced to buy a lot of their supplies from big grocery suppliers that are generic, where sourcing doesn't matter. We see their trucks rolling up and down the highways in every part of the United States. You can walk into this restaurant, and on any given day between, say, June and January, 80% of the items on the menu are from local sources. I'm really proud of that. Sometimes the menu will actually state who the producer was. We might mention that the tomatoes this week tended to come from one farm in Durham and another farm in Lisbon. What we call summer food has always been popular and has drawn people to Maine. The kinds of foods that you get in lobster shacks and clam shacks, boiled lobsters, steamers, corn on the cob, blueberry pie. What people don't seem to know much about is the great inland interior of Maine, where we have cuisines that are based on French Canadian and Acadian cooking styles, where we have wild foods that have been the mainstay of cooking up there for centuries, including venison and rabbit and wild turkey and other upland game birds. We have incredible fisheries in our inland reaches, including brook trout, Arctic char, brown trout, lake trout, landlocked Atlantic salmon. There are sport camps up there with great cooks who are preparing traditional foods every day of the week. I think what really keeps me juiced about cooking, even at this stage in my life, is that cooking touches on history, culture, tradition, family, agriculture, environment, landscape. All of that is tied into it. In short, cooking is about community. And Maine is one of those places where I feel a very strong sense of community.